Hello everyone, how you doing? And at this time, this reading is for Aquarius for the week of May 11th. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you who have been subscribing to my channel, helping it grow and getting it noticed. And of course for all those thumbs up and also hitting the hype button. Wow, thank you for that. It is so nice. And a very special thank you goes out to each and every one of you who have been leaving messages. Wow, thank you. They're so nice to read. They definitely give me hope and inspiration. They lift my spirits. So I truly thank you for that. And I hope I can do the same for you. So welcome. Definitely finding your inner balance. The Two of Pentacles. Things are going along a little bit more smoother for you this week. Isn't that nice? Things are just starting to be a little more, you're feeling it's more harmonious. Things are just happening naturally. Everything's flowing correctly. You're not having to put too much time and energy and effort into anything. And it's just going along much nicer. And the Five of Rods. Yeah, all right. Well, looks like there's some competition and gossip going on. You know, everybody trying to one-up the other person. Notice me, notice me. And you are having no part of that. And you never have. You just stand out because you're natural. And people respect that and notice that more in others than all this other stuff. If this is for a job for some of you, again, you're going to stand out above the rest because that's just who you are. If you're trying to get noticed by somebody else and you're at a party or something like that, again, same thing. You don't have to do anything out of the ordinary to get yourself recognized. And the Tower. So something has happened and you've seen it. You're very intuitive. And you already felt the sudden change, like things shifting around you. And instead of you just reacting, you held back. You know, you can see things. You're very much in tune with the universe and people around you. So you have already had the awakening. You know, there's not a real sudden change here because you already knew. So it helps you to already correct, and you have. Nobody else around you knows that, but you. So you have already started to change something about yourself, you know, making sure your finances are in good order. You're starting something from the ground up, totally fresh, feeling this is the right thing for you to do. And Marble is here to say hello. And yes, we also have the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely watching your finances, making sure that you have enough. You know, you want to take care of you and yours. So you're looking into making some good financial deals, putting away some money, knowing that things are changing around you. So you're already preparing for this. So some of you are looking into starting a new business. And that can be something so simple as, you know, opening a stand on the side of the road, and maybe you have honeybees, so you're selling the honey. It can be very simple. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Or perhaps you're investing in somebody who is opening their own business. And that is so that you have enough and feel secure for your future. Oof, Two of Swords. So you definitely, it's heavy on your mind of how to move forward on something. You're realizing that you need to take action, but it is hard sometimes to make a decision that you can live with without overthinking and analyzing it into the future. And right now, you're kind of on the fence about a decision that needs some sort of action taken. So you're definitely going to own it pretty soon. Eight of Swords. See, you're holding yourself back. You're a little bit afraid of your own power. I don't think you realize what you're capable of. Perhaps you've been in this state for quite some time and you're finally starting to realize The only thing that's stopping you or holding you back from taking the next step for yourself is yourself. And that's a pretty big pill to swallow sometimes. But you're realizing, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You need to take the blindfolds off, see what's really happening, and then step forward. And the Death card, yes. Wow. You're really being told here that it's time for a change. It is time for you to step up, move forward. Some things in your life are not meant to always last forever. But this is then an ending on something so that you can step forward with more confidence into the future. So there's a change. Absolutely, there's a change. Because this cycle that you have been in for a while needed to change, and it's going to one way or the other. So you are ready, though. Like I said earlier, you already knew. You sensed it. You already corrected for it. You just are living in a little bit of denial here of what you're capable of. But you will step forward. You will take the knowledge with you that you've already been through and be okay. Yeah, look at that. The Strength card. Definitely you'll be okay. At the moment when things happen in anyone's life, it's not always pleasant. But this time, you're more stable with it. Like, you're not beating yourself up about the choices that you've made. You found your inner strength, and you're focused on something totally new, that you're passionate about, and being okay within yourself. 7 of Swords. Definitely realizing something needs to change. Owning it, taking charge of it. There's been betrayal, people getting away with things. And it's not that they really got away because you knew, but now you're just taking action. You're no longer allowing yourself to just do nothing. You're realizing if you do nothing, nothing's going to change. If you do something, it may not change, but at least you've changed yourself and walk away from it. Yeah, and the 4 of Cups, yes. A little bit of worry, stressing, looking back, trying to analyze what your next move should be for your future. And it's not always easy to make those moves. But it's time. So right now you've gone within. You're really doing some homework here. You really are. Because you have some pretty tough things on your mind that you want answers to, trying to figure things out. What's the best safe next move for yourself? All those questions, you're beginning to come to the answer when you just sit still and evaluate instead of react. And the 7 of Pentacles, yes, see the people trying to help you. And it's okay to have give and take. It doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that they don't want you to suffer in any capacity. And you're quite worried about your finances this week for some reason. Maybe there's been a bill come up, or you're just worried in general because, the whole world's crazy right now for charging stuff. And you want to have enough and not have to stress about it so much. So you're really in a mindset of give and take. You're seeing who's always taking and not willing to help or give back. So you're making your life much more on an even keel with this. Yeah, the Chariot. See, you're taking charge. You're understanding things are about to change. And you're okay with it because you have already implemented it, whether you meant to or not. You're just motivated to make a change. You don't want to be where you're at anymore. So you're taking action. You're in control of it. It's definitely going to take courage, but it's time to make a departure out of these situations. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And the universe is helping. It is pouring so much love back into you, and acceptance and abundance and beauty. And it's beautiful to see, for the more time, energy, and effort that you put out there in the universe to help yourself and those you care about, the more the universe is giving back to you. So this is a very even flow. You know, things are really starting to happen much more easy for you. So it helps you to calm down. You know, mental stress is terrible, but you're finding you're making fair judgments. You're not sugarcoating anything. You're not putting, you know, rose-colored glasses on. You can see people for who they really are authentically. And you're following with that. You're not allowing yourself to give them excuses. You can see it's time to take care of yourself by taking the next steps. Oh, and the Knight of Cups, very nice. Yeah, it looks like there's some travel plans for some of you. Now, this can be by over a body of water. Maybe you're taking a cruise. Maybe you're just, you know, sitting in at the lake somewhere in an inner tube. You know, that's a body of water. And it just helps you to center. Looks like there's some new romance coming in for some of you out there. This is the beginning of a decent relationship. It's sort of clumsy, but, you know, this is your knight in shining armor, come to save the day, offer you help, assistance, you know, and you're going to meet this person in the most peculiar way, but it is going to be heartwarming with the stories in the future. How's that? And the Seven of Pentacles, yes. Definitely thinking about your finances, and I don't blame you. I think the whole world is doing that right now. And you are trying to make the best investments for your future. This is a long-term view, all your hard work, all your patience, and you want to see a stable result. You don't want to just, you know, make an investment and lose it. You want to make sure that what you're investing in really will give you back when you need it every month, sort of thing. Yeah, look at that. Teamwork, collaboration, understanding that, yes, we all need assistance. This is your time. Somebody, you know, you're talking to that's giving you some information, how to do something. You're very smart as it is. And even when somebody's talking to you, if they, you know, don't sound right, you pick up on that tone. So you know what in front of you. Like, this is teamwork, collaboration, learning something new. You know, you're building something for your future, and you're realizing, yes, it will take you time to understand, but you're willing to put the work in to accomplish it. So you're right now putting all your ducks in a row. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Definitely checking into your finances, making sure that you have enough for the future. You know, you've had a little bit of a financial setback for some of you. Or this could just be your mindset. You know, thinking that you don't quite have enough, you know, all those worries. But you're realizing you need to get off that merry-go-round because things are okay. Maybe they're not perfect or where you wish they would have been at this time, but you're still going forward. You're moving yourself away from the mentality that you don't have enough, thinking that you can't make it without, you know, that sort of thing. You're releasing that from your life because you're realizing you already built something once. And you succeeded, and you will do that again, but much faster because now you have all the knowledge with you. So you're definitely moving away from stress and worries about your financial future. Okay, we're going to pull one more for a little more clarity on this, a little extra input. The Queen of Pentacles. So definitely taking care of your finances, your bank accounts. Making good investments, finding the right deals for yourself. You're starting something brand new. Now this can be, like I said earlier, going into business with somebody else because this is, you know, the same card. You know, the Queen of Pentacles. She's all about saving for the future, starting businesses if need be to feel more secure about your future. You know, you're really good at bargain hunting. If you're looking for something in particular, you're going to make sure that you will wait patiently until it comes on sale, or you will walk up and ask somebody. You have, that sort of mentality this week about making sure that what you have will go into the future. And that whether it's a piece of furniture or making investments or, starting a business on the side, you're going to make sure that it is going to be all that it was meant to be. All right, and your oracle card. News worth celebrating. Announcements such as weddings, graduations, or a birth. Friends you cherish. Oh, that is beautiful. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you again next week. Bye for now.